Srimad Charanarvinda, His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Skan Vivite Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Ki jai, 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 jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayad Mudiraye Nashtaprayestu Avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistuki Yamsyanubhavam Akhilam Sutisaramekam Madhyatmadipam Atithir Satam Tamannam Samsarina Karunayaha Purana Guyam Tam Vyasasunam Upayami Gurur Muninam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 28, text number 18. Lokantaram gatavati Mayanatha kutumbini Vartishyate katham tvesa Balakana nusocati Lokantaram gatavati Mayanatha kutumbini Vartishyati katham tvesa Balakana nusocati Lokantaram gatavati Mayanatha kutumbini Vartishyati katham tvesa Balakana nusocati Lokantaram gatavati Gatavati
Mayanatha kutumbini
Loka antaram, into a different life. Gatavati mai, when I am gone. Anatha, bereft of husband. Kutumbini, surrounded by all family members. Vartishyate, will exist. Katham, how? To then, Esa, this woman, Balakan, children, Anusochati, lamenting about. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. King Puranjana was anxiously thinking, alas, my wife is encumbered by so many children. When I pass from this body, how will she be able to maintain all these family members? Alas, she will be greatly harassed by thoughts of family maintenance. Please repeat. King Puranjana was anxiously thinking, alas, my wife is encumbered by so many children. When I pass from this body, how will she be able to maintain all these family members? Alas, she will be greatly harassed by thoughts of family maintenance. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All these thoughts of one's wife indicate that the king was overly engrossed with the thoughts of woman. Generally, a chaste woman becomes a very obedient wife. This causes a husband to become attached to his wife, and consequently, he thinks of his wife very much at the time of death. This is a very dangerous situation, as is evident from the life of King Puranjana. If one thinks of his wife instead of Krishna at the time of death, he will certainly not return home back to Godhead, but will be forced to accept the body of a woman and thus begin another chapter of material existence. Very clear message. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistan Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamai Andadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalan Sri Guru Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhotam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bancha Kalpataro Vekshakripa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Mande Sri Gurun Dinataranam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Lokantaram Gatavati Mayanatha Kutumbini Bhartishyate katham tvesha balakananu sochati. This is the situation of everybody in the material world. We always think that what happened in this world without me? If I am not here, what will happen? So, for devotees who have understood the nature of the material world and have taken shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord and live their life according to the desire of Krishna, this thought of what happened to this world without me is a very childish concern. It's very unworthy problem. It's not even a problem for them. So we have, I heard a story about one sannyasi in Prabhupada's time. He was about to take sannyas and he had family. And the mind was, should I go to sannyas or stay in a family life? Because devotees at the time were so enthusiastic by the mercy of Prabhupada. He had that great capacity to attract people into Krishna consciousness. Because this quality of attraction comes from Krishna. And if someone takes shelter of Krishna, they naturally attain that quality of attraction. So we have example here also. Every day when they see the devotees at Govinda's, then think, oh yeah, I met Lalita and I talked to her and she invited me on Sunday feast. The attraction is coming. People come in. So it's a center of attraction because the king here in this place is Krishna on the altar. So he giving these qualities to his devotees. The more we take shelter, the more we start loving Krishna, the more we receive that quality of attraction, and the more we attract material people who are searching for happiness. But because of not having knowledge that their source of happiness or the object of their search is Krishna. But some people do not realize that, some people do. But devotees, they play the role of by a medium so that the wandering soul, the lost soul can come back to Krishna. This is one of the quality of devotees that directly come from Krishna. And that Maharaj, not Maharaj yet, he was thinking, but I do have family member, I have a responsibility, I just cannot leave them right away and then take sannyas. It may be a wrong idea for me to do. So there was like lot of dilemma going on in mind. And the person was watching what is the animal? We have a lot of animal in the desert. That lizard, yeah, lizard. And there was a mother lizard giving birth to a baby lizard. And he was watching that scene very carefully. And when the baby was born, just born right now, and baby was wondering, oh, he saw the new beautiful world. Wow, beautiful now, sunny, Arizona sun, a lot of beautiful flowers, mama lizard, papa lizard, and everybody. And little small mosquito flying by. The newly born baby lizard, as the mosquito came by flying, opened the mouth and eat the mosquito. And the person, the man who was thinking, should I take sannyas or not? He immediately thought, oh my God, this baby just born, God supply food for him right now. He even did not go anywhere. From nowhere, little mosquito flew and went to his mouth. And the baby, then his food was supplied. So my worry about whether I should leave my family or not, who will maintain my family, is useless concern already. He immediately decided, let me go to sannyas. So this is how intelligent people learn lesson from the nature. So it is said that for pure devotees, this material world is guru. Have you heard the name of Dattatreya? Dattatreya, he had so many gurus from the nature, right? In Bhagavatam it says, how many gurus? 24. Yeah, 24 gurus. Whoever he would see, he would learn a lesson. So Krishna says that this material creation, the purpose of creation is two reasons. One is to let living being to enjoy the material life. But then that enjoyment, Krishna add that every enjoyment there is that end in suffering. Every happiness here in this material world, and with it has a sad ending. You can imagine any pleasure, any happiness we can possibly imagine here. What could be the sources of happiness? What do we think that if I have this, I become happy? For example, let's talk, participate. What do you think, Jamuna? What do you think that would make you happy? Not about Krishna consciousness, outside of Krishna consciousness. No, it's good. Now, see, you think if I do not go to school, then I would be happy. But then later on, when you do not go to school, then you do not have good education, and you do not have good job, then you suffer even more than not going to school for now. So the end would be always sad. Lalita, what do you think?
What would make me happy?
Yeah, without other than Krishna.
Probably like new clothes that are long enough that aren't just like too short.
Right. Yeah, you have that one, and then one day it become torn out or like ripped apart, and then oh my God, it was so new. Or somebody put some color painting in wrong color. So that Chandogya Upanishad says that until and unless people do not realize these two things, spiritual life is impossible for them. What are the two things? That every material happiness ends with sadness. Every dream ends with sad ending, right? Tragic ending. One thing, any happiness I am looking for in this material world, it has an end. Antavanta Kaunteya, Krishna also says the same thing. That's what Krishna says, intelligent people will not stop and enjoy such temporary thing. And another thing it says that, and one should realize that I need someone's help to come out from this problem. One, that we need to understand before we come to spiritual life, that material problem cannot give us permanent happiness, or any material happiness is always end up with sadness, and that will completely against our expectation. I thought that this would keep me happy all the time. This would make my life set up, perfect goal. My life is set up. I am established. People say, yeah, our business is established. We are here for 20 years. So we are trustworthy company. Please come and buy our product. So we think that way, that any happiness that I am looking for, once I get it, I'll have it all the time. But when it goes away from us, it gives us big sadness, sorrow in our mind. And we suffer for that. And we lament, we think, and we become anxious and so many things. Just like Puranjan Maharaj. What happened to this wife? Because she has so many children. I am the one to earn the life for all of them. But in Kali Yuga, it is not even a concern, because nobody stays in a married life for long enough. They do not have any lifetime commitment. Unfortunately, this institution has failed, broken down, and it's like that. And when we realize that this material world is full of problem, then in order to come out, I need a help. Meaning, I need a spiritual master to guide me. So until we accept these two things, our spiritual life is still in cloud. You are flying in a cloudy sky. You do not have clear vision where to go. You fly, but then you think you are going to Phoenix, but you end up in El Paso because the sky is full of cloud. So we need to accept someone who can guide us. Then after that, the struggle does not end. We still struggle in our mind. Krishna says that, you are my part and parcel. You are eternally with me, and you do have all that qualities that I have, that naturally you have with you too, but in quantity is different. But unfortunately, problem is now you are struggling. Manasastani indriyani prakristani karshati. With the help of our mind and all the senses, we're struggling in life in this material world. This is where Darwin theory come. What was his theory? Huh? Self? I didn't hear, Prabhu. Self-existence. Yeah, the struggle of living. Struggle for living. What is that philosophy? Survival of the fittest. Yeah. We are trying to survive and struggle in this life. Prakriti. The word Prakriti is nature, material nature. Kriti means some creation. Suppose if you write a paint, if you make a paint, that paint is your creation, your Kriti. And when this material world, river, mountain, plain, land, forest, flowers, everything, God's Prakriti. God created it. And we do also create something like this society. We made it, right? We thought, let's live peacefully in the society. Let's follow the rule of the city. We accepted to follow rule and regulation. Like, for example, if the whole people in the city decide we do not follow any rule of the Tucson city, so what can city do if every citizen do not follow it?
Run away.
Somehow or other, we have agreed to live as per the code of the city. And we have created our own society. The God created this material nature with everything, all the ingredients. And we also sub-created our society here, this town, this town, this town, like that. And we are living peacefully. So this is also another creation of the human being. And material people, they are trying to exploit Mother Nature. Exploitation. They are extracting minerals. They are exploiting people. In one way, if you see, they are all struggling. They are all quarreling. They are fighting for their demand of their senses. All the business, if you see the business, like one shop says, okay, we have a cheaper items. We have a better deal. You come here and we have a better product, we give better price. This is also another form of struggling, quarreling, fighting in this material world. If you go to India, you see the people in shopkeepers, they pull you, drag you out from, hey, come to my shop, come buy from my shop, and they're fighting all the time, struggling. And these people are struggling and fighting and exploiting outside in the material nature. And they're cutting trees, and settling the new settlement, everything is all going on against the desire of God. It's like struggling, karshati. And if we come closer and focus on our own, we do have big fight going on within our mind. Suppose you are devotees, we become a devotee, then we say, oh yeah, I am no more struggling in this material world, I'm free, I come to Krishna consciousness, I chant the holy name, and I'm very happy. But we do have a struggling within our devotees' life. We are struggling with our mind. Our mind says so many things that we do not want to do. Every day, come up in the morning program, wake up at least 4 o'clock so that you have enough time for getting ready. This is also fight. We don't want it. Naturally, our body doesn't want to wake up and we sleep, but we think, no, I should attend Mangal Arati. It's another fight. And we know how we struggle with our mind. Every one of us have direct experience every day. Sometimes we think, do I really continue this devotion? Or is it my future? Is my future secure here? Or should I go back and start working? Do you have this thought coming in your mind? I had this thought when I was new devotee. I had this thought. And I almost left Krishna consciousness, almost. Because what am I doing here every day? Same thing. Where is my career? Where is money? Where is work? Where is family support? Where is everything? And when we become devotee and focus within our mind, then we see that external outside struggle was less important, and we are focusing more concentrated, and we see that our mind is another big problem for us. And Krishna also says that mind, if it is not trained, if it is not your good friend, then it can be the big cause of destruction in your life. But if the mind is listening to you, and also you have control over your mind, then it can also give you the path of liberation for freedom from this material world. So this struggle still exists. And then we have our nature. We have accumulated this nature from many previous lives. I have a gentle nature. I may have a rude nature. I may have every single individual has their nature. And we are also struggling with that nature as well, to be nice and to follow the rules and regulations. So in devotion, this Vaidhi Bhakti, sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi Bhakti is nothing but a struggle, a war, a fight with our own mind and senses. See this, how this war is going on. Externally, big countries are fighting over some little things, over some power, control, money and everything, natural resources. All fight is going on from the same basis. And within the life of devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness in the beginning stage, we do have same struggle, same fight, same war within our mind, and we are improving and progressing every day. And we are also struggling that I may be useful in Krishna's service. May I control my mind, let me practice very nicely, let me chant, let me quit smoking, let me quit drinking, let me quit meditating, so that I become a nice person. This is also another fight in the level of our subtle mind. So this way, now we do not see the problem outside. When we are not a devotee, then outside everywhere there is a problem. Padam padam yad bipadam. Every step there is a big problem. But then when we come to Krishna consciousness, then those problems become insignificant for us. Then we see the big problem within our mind, that our mind is so restless. When we chant, our mind goes anywhere, we're wandering everywhere. One day I was chanting, and then I thought, what will happen to my work? What happened if I do not get a good score this month? This is big fight, big struggle of self. And when we come above this thing, In technical term, it is called anartha nivritti. Anartha nivritti means all these unwanted desires. Because desires comes and we are trying to subdue that. Oh, I should not desire that. I should not desire this because these are not favorable for my Krishna consciousness. This is another level of war in our mind. We are fighting every day. Desires, the flow of desires coming, and then we are shooting back. Like defensive system, you have Israel has. When somebody shoot them missiles, they can detect and then deter from coming into the town and destructing the civilians. So our mind, our Krishna conscious mind, try to defend these unwanted desires and put a shield to block them. This is a phase of struggle that devotees in beginning stage we all go through. And when we advance from there, and we try to locate ourself, that we realize soul self, and we are fighting with our own self, nature, own nature. And when we still tolerate and continue practicing Krishna consciousness and progress in Krishna spiritual life, then we start experiencing love of Godhead. When you reach that topmost level of devotion, then you don't see any problem anywhere. What is the problem? The all problem was all because of my misconception about who I was. There was a wrong message about my understanding about who I am. Because I thought that I am this body and I am this, I connect myself to this nation, to this society, to this family, to this person, to this and that. And then all the problem were there. But when you completely detach from all this external identification, then you do not see any problem. That's why this whole world become your guru. You learn from everywhere. So we say this Maya is bad. Actually, Maya is not bad. There is no Maya. I am the problem. I think this is the source of pleasure, happiness. That's why I try to obtain it, and I struggle. That's why I think I'm this world is full of Maya, and this is not good. But if one advanced person, he thinks that it was me who was disturbed and who thought like wrong message, who got a wrong message and who identified with something else who he was not. And it was because of my mind, all the suffering were coming upon me. But if I were correct, if I was situated in Krishna consciousness, nothing would be a problem for me. So the advanced devotees see that way. For them, there's no problem. That's why they see everybody is a pure devotee. They do not have any discrimination. They only see the soul who is eternally Krishna's part and parcel. Mamavamsa Jivaluka. Now, when we turn this struggle in this material world for Krishna's service, and this would be a challenging situation for the devotees that can keep one in Krishna consciousness for a lifetime. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, keep preaching. If you want to survive in Krishna consciousness, you need to continue preaching. Preaching means what? Struggling. Preaching is not an easy job. Somebody who do not believe in God at all, somebody who completely refuse God, someone who completely criticize God, and somebody who completely speak bad thing about God, then you go and then fight with these ideas and give him Krishna consciousness and convince him that you are full, Krishna is Supreme Lord. Is it not struggling? Is it easy? People would throw. One time Atul, Prabhu and me went to the apartment Casa Grande by the Prince and First. That apartment is a real story. And because I was very new that time, I just came to America. And I would really scared to go in the public because then I would think people would call me something and then they beat me or they shoot me. I had all kind of fear in my mind because I was new and I do not know what happened. And I followed him and we just knocked the door. And it was like daytime, but it was like for him, he was sleeping in his, maybe midnight for him, He woke up and he had a pistol in his hand. He had no upper clothes, just half sword. And then he using all the bad words, get out from here. And I thought, this is my end. This is my end of the life. And I even could not look back and I was like, let me run. And we came out and Atul and me were laughing and we were, oh my God. Swamiji, it's not easy to preach. This is struggle. But it was for the pleasure of Krishna. So that struggle will not bring an sad ending to us. But on the other hand, material happiness that we are thinking we are enjoying now, it will cause you suffer later on. Your ending would be tragic. That is the difference between Krishna conscious happiness and Krishna unconscious happiness. So when we surrender or when we understand Krishna, then this I and me, that without me what will happen, this concept will completely destroyed, smashed. It's like very trivial, tiny. It all comes from the attachment. But if we divert that attachment to Krishna, and everything else is very clean, very clear, very broad, very clear. No problem. And Puranjana, now he is very, very overly anxious. And when we have that overly anxious and overly attached to something, what happened in next life? We become that person. Same thing. Like if we criticize so much for somebody, like for example, Kirtan always talk negative about Lalita. Lalita, 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 at all time. And next life, what happened? How we Krishna manage? I happen to be born as a family member or son or daughter or father or mother in the same family and we live together.
Oh, we know we're the next life.
Yeah.
See, so be careful when if we have some negative thought for somebody, just clean it up right now. Do not keep it, because that overly thinking about that issue will take a shape. For your every desire, you may have to take one separate birth. This is not a joke. It's not something like insignificant matter. It's very serious topic. So every desire that we may have to take each and single birth to fulfill that desires. But if we grow, and if we leave that desire, of negative desire or positive desires for lifetime, and it definitely take a shape. And this is the family life exactly. And I tell my wife that I might have taken a big loan from you last life and I could not pay that back to you. And now every single penny I make, I give it to you and you manage it. And if I need to go to somewhere, I don't have single penny on my own. And I'm happy that I'm doing it. So we are clearing up this. This is reality. Maybe a joke or something, but it is a reality. And Sisi Gornitai ki jai. Like you are working so hard and your kids will not care about you. You say, I don't care. This is another reality. So Sisi Gornitai ki jai, jai, jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So to detach from this kind of thought is the work of Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada brought this knowledge to us, so that we become enlightened. And it also strengthens our faith. Like when your faith is not very strong, very determined, very matured, and perfectly understanding, then that faith can startle at some point, and then we lose. But hearing this katha, associating with the devotees, taking prasadam, chanting every day, it gives us, is strengthening our faith that Krishna is the original personality of God, and his part and parcel. He's my Swami, my master. So Krishna will scan that promise that do you have really love for me or not? Like when we sit down here and then listen, and then we think, oh yeah, I love Krishna, but when we go home, then we open Netflix channel and watch television. So Krishna, oh yeah, you don't love me. I know that you love television more than me. Krishna check us on us every time. Are you really saying, or are you lying? Krishna can scan. He's inside you. So have that unflinching faith in love. That's why in Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami says, Vyasadeva, whoever says, Dharma approach the Kaitava. Why why it is said Kaitava Dharma, cheating religion? Why? How can a religion become a cheating? Is it not that people come to God and ask, my dear Lord, please give me that, because God is father and mother. We go to father and ask what we need. What is the problem in that? Why it is called cheating? Can anybody give me the reason? Why material religion is called cheating religion? Why?
Reducing it to like a transactional type of thing instead of just loving.
Yeah.
To love him, just asking him to.
Exactly, yes. Because in another sloka it says, Sabai pumsam paradharmo, eto bhakti adoksaji. Krishna thinks that when people come to temple, he thinks they are coming to me. Right? Gaurnitai thinks they are coming for me. But when people come there and hold their hand and, dear Lord, I have exam tomorrow, please. Then Krishna says, oh yeah, I thought he came to me, but he came for himself. Is it not cheating? In love, you need exclusive attention is required. What do we need in love? Exclusive attention. Like if I love somebody, and if I see another woman and I start talking to her, then my first girlfriend thinks this man loves everybody. He's not my lover. Oh, he cheated on me. Exactly same thing with Krishna. When we come to Krishna and we ask for ourselves, then Krishna becomes very sad. He feel like he's deceived, he's cheated. That's why material religion who are called Kaitava Dharma, because there is no love for God, love for myself. All right, devotees, Hare Krishna, I would like to stop here. We have already talked enough. So develop this love and cut the knots of attachment that you have in this world and free yourself from desires, unnecessary desires, and have only Krishna conscious desire. One day it will definitely take you to the level of Baba and you become very nice devotee. Hare Krishna. Question or comment?
So you were saying that it's very difficult these days for people to have to make commitments, in relationships or whatever. So, so is it that then they battle with their own minds to not make that commitment? And by doing that, in order to really surrender to Krishna, to that pure love, it's difficult to do it if you have issues with commitment. So how much can you really surrender to Krishna if you have committal problems?
Yeah, we are very selfish now. We really are very, very selfish. So when at all time we are simply trying to fulfill our desires, even though we may be seeing externally devotees, but if we internally see that I am always struggling and working hard for my own desires, so I am a very selfish person. And when I am selfish, how can I consider somebody as in a relationship as like commitment, responsibility? Because I'm not worried about others, I'm worried about myself. And when we are not Krishna conscious, then it is impossible. There is no possibility at all. But when one is a devotee, then he realizes that this is my responsibility. This all problem in the relationship are just for my purification. And maybe it is me that I have maybe done something in my past life, so I'm paying back. This all understanding come if one is connected to Krishna. If not, then there is no hope. As long as I am self-centered and I always try to fulfill my selfish desires, I have no hope to become thoughtful, responsible for somebody else. No, not at all. So Krishna's solution is become Krishna conscious. Then we take our family as a responsibility to raise them in Krishna consciousness. But in Kali Yuga, it is not so strong. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that situation, very pitiable, miserable situation. And in order to uplift from that completely fallen condition, chanting the holy name would be the only solution. There is no other path. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. At least if I cannot deliver other, I might deliver myself. In early age, a king would be responsible for all the citizens. Later on, some family man would be responsible for the whole generation of their Vamsa. Now, I am only responsible for myself. I do not care for anybody else because I am very selfish. I am very, very, very selfish. We have hope, Krishna, chant Hare Krishna all the time. Then when you are advanced in chanting Hare Krishna, then you do not be disturbed that somebody else is not taking care of me. Why should he? Because he is a completely different individual. He is struggling with his own desires. He has his own past samskar, everything. Let me be strong on my own and love Krishna and then understand this and raise myself and come back to Kirtan. So you will not depend on anybody else for your happiness. This understanding comes from Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
You mentioned someone in Bhagavatam learning from nature, the 20.
Dattatreya, yeah, Guru Dattatreya.
Where is that in the Bhagavatam?
Is it in 9, 8, I'm not sure exactly. Huh?
You know where it is?
11, okay, 11 canto. Oh, I will find for you. Dattatreya. When he saw the Ajagar, like the big snake, what is the snake called? It's not snake, it's different name. Python. Python never go for food because big body, something come and then he eat. And he said, oh, it's one lesson from there. Like he saw the tree is always standing in one place, tolerating all the heat and cold, but it giving shade all the time, giving fruit to the people. A river flowing, never claim its own water. People irrigate, use the water for irrigation, drinking, everything, keeping the nature calm, clean, purified, so beautiful. Every single thing he sees, he learn a lesson. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did the same thing. When he would see mountain, he would immediately remember Giriraj Govardhan. When he would see any rivers, he would immediately remember Jamuna. When he would sing something, he would remember Krishna. Like, the same thing is there. So we should have that vision. Instead of complaining vision, we should have, oh God, Krishna's beautiful, nice name. Krishna here, Krishna there. Yato, Tato Nrsimha, right? Here Krishna Nrsimha, there Nrsimha. We are not seeing Krishna Nrsimha's picture, but we are seeing presence of God in everything. This is called Sambandha Jnana. You see the Sambandha Jnana. You see Krishna everywhere. Your Krishna consciousness is developing and you get mature and paripakka. You see everything Krishna. When you see Krishna everywhere, just like if I am Again, I give the same example all the time. When we fall in love with somebody, I see in every person the image of the same person I love. You have experience or not? Anyone has that experience?
Yes.
Yeah, every single person I see, oh, it's like my girlfriend. Oh, yes, I'm missing her all the time. So this is all training. We are all in training to see Krishna in everything. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are missing devotees this morning.